Welcome to Channel Collectibles or Junk. I have a question for you guys, for you baseball card people, especially those from the junk wax era, 80s, 90s. What do you do with your incomplete sets that you built back in the day that is laying around incomplete? I have here a 1990 or 1991 classic best set that we bought a lot of wax boxes of back in the day because they had a Mike Schmidt autograph card randomly inserted in there. Pretty sure this is the set. Never pulled that card, unfortunately, but I had a lot of these cards left over. I mean, a lot of big names in this set. You're not going to see many of the big names because I had them in top loaders. This is an incomplete set. I think I have a sealed factory set somewhere and probably a hand-collated set somewhere as well. This set, I believe, had Chipper Jones in it, Garrett Anderson, Pedro Martinez, Jim Thome, a couple other high names. But here I have incomplete sets. I mean, Javi Lopez, who went by Davey Lopez. I think it's an uncorrected error. Here in this box, I mean, what do I do with it? I mean, the complete set by itself with the big names might be worth 10, 15, 20 bucks if you're lucky. But here's an incomplete set. I mean, I was one to be able to just get rid of my stuff, just throw it out or donate it. I did donate a lot of cards to my godson. Common cards for the most part, some semi-stars a while back. Donated a bunch of cards, again, mostly commons and semi-stars, all from the junk wax eras, to some of my students that I knew were into baseball. Mike Williams got into a big fight with, who did he beam? He beamed, I think, Pedro Martinez, right? Got into a fight with him. David Bell. Probably the reason why the 2005 to 2007 Phillies underachieved. I guess he is a big name. Jeff Kemp. Should be in the Hall of Fame, right? Rookie card of his. I'll put that to the side. Keep that guy. But, I mean, what do I do? It's not Scott Rowland, Steve Rowland. With these players, you know, I mean, I could say he was supposed to be a big name for the A's, remember? Given to my students. My students don't even know who these guys are. I mean, these aren't major league players, right? These are guys that were supposed to be big that flamed out, right? Again, no disrespecting these athletes. I mean, they all got drafted. They all played professional ball, lived out their dream. Much better than an average Joe Schmo like me, right? Who fizzled out after high school. But, I mean, the average kid in New Jersey who I donate this to does not know about the Spartanburg Phillies. In fact, that's not even a team anymore. It's not like these are major league players, you know. Do I take them to Goodwill, just drop them off, hope Goodwill can make some money off them? Sam Melito was supposed to be a stud for the Yankees. He never was. Phil Hyatt, I think, had a good year or two in the majors. So I don't know. I'm torn, you know. He's a Jersey boy, William Pennyfeather. Troy Leary hit some home runs for the Brewers, I believe. You know, I have a hard time just getting rid of stuff, even if it's junk, you know, which is a problem starting to overcome. But I'm leaning towards just donating these. Rusty Greer had a couple good years with the Rangers. To Goodwill, maybe some sap will buy him for $5. To Goodwill, and, you know, Russell Davis was supposed to be good. And have fun going to them. I don't know. But this is the dilemma I have. I mean, this is the 1991 classic best minor league set. I also have several 1992 front row sets, which is famous for the Derek Jeter card. I have about, in this box here, about 6 or 7 incomplete sets. Now, mind you, I also hand-collated to buy about 6 or 7 complete sets. The big names in that and those sets were Derek Jeter, Jason Giambi, and John Lieber. Michael Tucker never really made it. And he played several years in the big leagues, but he wasn't the star he was supposed to be. So those are like the big names from that. I think Chad Mottola is also in that set. Chad Mottola was #1 pick, I think, for the Reds. His rookie card's worth a lot of money. Just never panned out in the big leagues, which is crazy, All these rookies, big name rookies, are supposed to make it. Still make it. My dad liked Pedro Stash. My dad had a thing for pitchers. Chicks dig the long ball. My old man dug pitchers. Dave Fleming had a good year, I think, with the Mariners. Wilson Alvarez was a solid White Sox starter for many years. I think he threw a no-hitter. John Jaha hit some home runs for the Brewers. So some pretty good names in this set. But even the big names are probably worth like $1. It's really disheartening to have these Pedro Martinez cards that you just go on eBay and look them up. I mean, lucky you get $1.99 for them, Unless I get it graded and maybe gem mint, but why am I going to pay $16 to get it graded if it's a PSA 9, all right? Or 8. I've yet to send anything to PSA to get graded. Mark Wallers was a hot prospect back in the day. But as far as, what do I get graded and not, that's something I'm battling with, and I'll eventually get over and eventually do it, one day or another. Willie Green had some good years. But what do I do, guys? So this is the 1991 Classic minor league set. Let's see, we're at 6 minutes here. I'm going to very quickly go through the 92 front row set. I mean, probably not. I skimmed through some of it. Todd Van Poppel was supposed to be a stud. Remember him? The next Nolan Ryan. DJ Dozier played football, I think, for the Vikings. Never made it in the bigs, though. But yeah, so what do I do, guys? Let me know. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do with these cards. Here's the front row set. Again, you won't see Derek Jeter in here because Derek Jeter is in a top loader somewhere. Jason Giambi's in a top loader somewhere. These are just some kids that were drafted in 1992 at a high school or college. Never made it. Some of them might have had a cup of coffee in the bigs. But they just didn't pan out. I remember he was a hot prospect. This is the guy for the Orioles, Chris Gomez. Was that before his time? Got drafted by the Tigers. Okay, maybe it's the same guy. But, this is an incomplete set, 100-card set. One of my regrets, now hindsight's always 20/20, but I loaded up on the basketball front row draft pick cards back in the day with Larry Johnson and them, when I should have loaded up on these boxes. I mean, I had a few boxes of these, but, this Derek Jeter card is cool, and these boxes had randomly inserted autographs in them, and there's a Derek Jeter autograph card in there that's worth a pretty penny. I think it's his first autograph card, which I never pulled, never had. So I was busy trying to get the basketball cards. I just got into basketball that year because of Shaquille O'Neal and whatnot. Here's Chad Mottola was the big name in this set. It was probably even bigger than Derek Jeter back in that day, just because he was supposed to be a big shot. Number 5 draft pick for the Cincinnati Reds. Brant Brown was with the Cubs. I think he had a couple good years there. But yeah, John Lieber, Jason Giambi, who tainted his career with steroids, and Derek Jeter are the big names in this set. Which, like I said, they're not going to see them here because they're in top loaders somewhere else. But I have about 7 of these incomplete sets. What do I do? It's probably about 700 cards. They're pretty much worthless. I just throw them out, put them on fire. And over here, these 3 rows are just checklists and whatnot. Checklists and inserts, you buy packs, little nonsense that's in there. Like, I held on to them. 3D glasses from like 94 Upper Deck basketball. Held on to them over the years, like, what am I supposed to do with this stuff? I mean, I think that a sane person would just throw this stuff in the trash, a normal person, but I'm not normal, guys, as you pass off my videos. Anyway, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think in the comments. Am I wasting my life and time and space with this junk? Or is there a place somewhere for them? Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, guys. Peace.